Hello everyone. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into an important topic that affects millions of people around the world: blood sugar control. Keeping blood sugar levels stable is essential for good health, especially for those living with diabetes or at risk of developing it. But here's a question you may not have considered. Do you know how stress can affect blood sugar? In this video, we'll uncover the surprising connection between stress and blood sugar levels, and why understanding this relationship is so important for managing your overall health. Stress is something we all experience. But what exactly is it? In simple terms, stress is the body's reaction to any challenge, demand, or pressure, whether it's physical, emotional, or psychological. Imagine being late for an important meeting, facing a tough exam, or dealing with family problems. In those moments, your body automatically prepares to fight or flee. This natural reaction is what we call the stress response. When you're under stress, your body releases hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones act like emergency fuel, giving you extra energy to deal with the situation. One of their key roles is to make sure your muscles and brain have enough glucose or sugar to function quickly. To do this, cortisol signals your liver to release more glucose into the bloodstream. At the same time, adrenaline keeps your body alert and ready for action. But there's a catch. While this response is helpful in the short term, it also reduces the effectiveness of insulin, the hormone that helps move glucose into your cells. As a result, blood sugar levels can rise higher than normal. For someone without diabetes, the body usually balances things out after the stressful moment passes. However, if stress is constant, or if someone already struggles with insulin resistance, this natural mechanism can become harmful. So, stress isn't just in your head. It triggers real physical changes that can directly influence blood sugar. Understanding this process is the first step toward recognizing why managing stress is so important for overall health, especially if you're living with diabetes. Now that we understand how stress works in the body, let's look more closely at its specific effects on blood sugar. For people without diabetes, stress often causes a temporary rise in blood sugar. This happens because of the hormonal surge we discussed. Cortisol and adrenaline push the liver to release glucose into the bloodstream. But in most healthy individuals, the body quickly adjusts. Insulin brings blood sugar back to normal, and there are no lasting effects once the stressful event is over. However, the story is very different for people with diabetes, because their bodies either don't make enough insulin or don't use insulin effectively. Stress can make blood sugar much harder to control. Instead of a brief spike, stress may cause ongoing fluctuations, sometimes sudden highs, other times unexpected drops, especially in those using insulin. This lack of stability can be frustrating and even dangerous. Research supports this connection. Studies have shown that chronic stress is linked to higher HbA1c levels in people with type 2 diabetes. HbA1c is a measure of average blood sugar over the past 2 to 3 months. So elevated results reflect poor long-term control. In other words, ongoing stress doesn't just cause short-term changes, it can have a lasting impact on overall diabetes management. These fluctuations put people at higher risk for serious complications. Elevated blood sugar over time damages blood vessels and organs, increasing the chances of heart disease, kidney problems, vision loss, and nerve damage. Stress, if ignored, can therefore add an invisible but powerful layer of risk for anyone already managing diabetes. That's why it's so important to pay attention, not only to what you eat or how much you exercise, but also to how you handle stress in daily life. So, how can you tell if stress is interfering with your blood sugar? The signs are often subtle, but paying attention can make a big difference. First, look at the common symptoms of stress itself: fatigue, trouble sleeping, irritability, and difficulty concentrating. When stress is high, these signs usually appear before you even think about blood sugar. But if you have diabetes, or if you're at risk, you may also notice changes in your usual blood sugar patterns. One clear warning sign is persistent fatigue. High stress can make your body burn energy inefficiently, leaving you feeling tired even after rest. Another clue is increased thirst and more frequent urination. These are typical symptoms of high blood sugar. And when they appear during stressful times, stress may be the trigger. For people using insulin or other glucose-lowering medications, Stress can also lead to unexpected low blood sugar episodes. Known as hypoglycemia, you might feel shaky, sweaty, dizzy, or suddenly very hungry. These symptoms can be confusing, because many of them overlap with the sensations of stress itself. That's why monitoring your blood sugar regularly is essential, especially during stressful periods like work deadlines, family conflicts, or financial struggles. If you notice unusual highs or lows that don't match your usual routine, stress could be the missing link. The key is awareness. By recognizing these signs early, you can take steps to manage both stress and blood sugar before things get out of control. Checking in with your body, tracking your glucose, and noticing patterns can help you see the hidden effects of stress and take action sooner. The good news is that while stress can raise blood sugar, there are practical ways to manage it and protect your health. Let's go through some effective strategies. First, focus on relaxation. Simple practices like meditation, deep breathing, or yoga can calm the body's stress response. You don't need hours, just 3 to 5 minutes of slow, mindful breathing can lower cortisol levels and help restore balance. Making this a daily habit creates resilience against future stress. Second, stay physically active. Exercise is one of the most powerful natural stress relievers. Even a 30-minute walk each day can reduce cortisol, improve insulin sensitivity, and support better blood sugar control. The key is consistency. Choose activities you enjoy, dancing, swimming, cycling, so movement becomes a regular part of your lifestyle rather than a chore. Third, pay attention to your diet. Many people crave sugary snacks when stressed, but these foods can worsen blood sugar spikes and crashes. Instead, aim for fiber-rich meals with whole grains, vegetables, fruits, and lean proteins. These foods not only keep you full longer but also help stabilize blood sugar. Drinking enough water and limiting caffeine can also prevent stress from spiraling into unhealthy habits. Finally, don't hesitate to seek medical or professional support. If you find that stress is overwhelming or your blood sugar fluctuates unpredictably, talk to your doctor. They can provide guidance, adjust medication if needed, or recommend counseling for long-term stress management. Sometimes, simply sharing your concerns with a healthcare professional or support group can lighten the mental load. Managing stress is not about eliminating it completely, it's about learning healthy ways to respond. With consistent practice, these strategies can make a meaningful difference for both your emotional well-being and your blood sugar control. To wrap up, stress isn't just an emotional experience, it has a direct impact on your body, especially your blood sugar. For people with diabetes, this connection can make managing the condition even more challenging and increase the risk of complications. The good news is that by recognizing stress and practicing healthy coping strategies, you can take control of both your mind and your health. So start managing stress today to protect your future. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tips on blood sugar and overall wellness.